Welcome to Celeb Scene Central. Arsenio Hall is paying tribute to two late Hollywood legends who shared the screen with him in the 1988 comedy classic Coming to America. In an emotional essay published by News One on Friday, Hall remembered James Earl Jones, who died in September at 93, and John Amos, who died in August at 84. In all the years I've called Hollywood home, I have never once heard anyone say, "James Earl Jones is an a-hole," Hall began. That is a rarity in a town where friends and enemies too often wear the same faces. He then recalled filming the 2021 sequel Coming to America while Jones was ill and unable to travel to Atlanta. For what would ultimately be his final film role, Jones shot his scenes from a soundstage near his New York home. "What a difference 30 years can make," Hall observed. "When we filmed Coming to America before a scene or during hair and makeup, I might turn to him and ask, how do I approach this one?" As a young performer, a young black performer, being able to ask him for acting advice was a gift I have never taken for granted. His wisdom fueled me. His generational talent both intimidated and inspired me. Hall still remembers the advice Jones provided when they filmed the scene of him opening the door to discover that King Jaffe Joffer, Jones, has arrived in America. That scene initially had dialogue. "I was supposed to open the door and say actual words," Hall said, revealing that his approach changed after he asked Jones for guidance. He paused for the briefest of moments, before responding with words I will never forget: "Stand firm and tell the truth. That's always my advice." Hall joked, "In that moment my truth was OS, the king is in America," before slamming the door. They ended up filming many versions of the scene, but that improvised flash of time filled with intimidation and nervousness was me standing in my truth, just as James Earl Jones taught me to do. And he never once steered me wrong. After reminiscing about seeing Jones in August Wilson's Fences on Broadway, Hall added, "My one regret about Coming to America was that while I was able to spend time with Mr. Amos, I was not able to spend more time with James Earl Jones." Turning his attention toward Amos, Hall continued, "What can be said of a man who was a human ray of sunshine? That was John Amos. He transcended mere definition. When we were filming the first Coming to America, I could not wait to have a scene with him just to see his face. He was a special guy, magnetic in his ability to pull one close to him with no effort at all. If he was in the room, I instinctively knew I needed to be there too." Amos hummed with intelligence, integrity, and brilliance, Hall wrote, "just filled to the brim with that intangible something you can't buy from the store." Hall expressed gratitude for the extra time spent with Amos while filming the sequel, noting that he would often spend time with the elder actor, whose health was beginning to fail, between takes. "Those quiet moments I spent just walking with him and helping him to the set I will cherish for the rest of my life," he wrote. Reflecting on the impact Jones and Amos had on him as an individual, and on the industry at large, Hall admitted, "There is a part of me that still can't believe I'm speaking of both these men in past tense. They both taught me by example how to be an unselfish performer. They made me believe in my power to become everything the powers that be tried to make me believe I couldn't be. And as a black man in show business, I am better than blessed to have had them pave a way for me." He concluded, "In front of the camera and off the set, John Amos and James Earl Jones were amazing men. They were kind men, they were good men. And ain't we lucky we had 'em." Jones, a prolific star of stage and screen, widely cherished for such roles as Lieutenant Zog in Dr. Strangelove, Terrence Mann in Field of Dreams, and the iconic voice of Darth Vader in several Star Wars projects, died September 9th. Since his passing, many fans, former co-stars, and Hollywood figures have spoken up about his indelible impact on the industry. News of Amos' death broke a month later, on October 1, though the actor died of natural causes August 21, per his family. He is celebrated for his groundbreaking role in such projects as the beloved sitcom Good Times and the TV sensation Roots.